Good evening. I would like to call the governing board meeting of the Lammersville Unified School District to order on Wednesday, March 19th at 7 p.m. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded, so I ask that you kindly turn off or silence your cell phones at this time. Members of the public are welcome to speak to the board on agendaized items or during public comment for items that are not on the agenda. If you wish to speak to the board, please fill out a blue comment card that you'll find at the back of the room. Tonight we have some special guests with us from Cordis Elementary School. Principal McDonald is here with a couple of his students, and I would like to invite them to the podium at this time to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Sorry, girls.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello, my name is Trisha Chatterjee. I'm the president at Julius Cordis Elementary.
And hi, I'm Sanvi Chaudhary. I'm the vice president at Julius Cordis Elementary. Just a quick review of our daily expectations for all students and faculty and families of Cordis. We say a pledge that centers our day at Cordis. I pledge, I will practice kindness, act responsibly, work and play safely, and show respect at home, at school, and in my community each day.
Our school's theme this year is Embrace, Empower, and Excel. Students are to embrace the opportunity to learn a plethora of new things this year, empower their learning journey, and excel from last year. For the next few minutes, Sanvi and I would like to speak of how we have embraced our learning, how we feel empowered, and some examples of how Cordis has excelled this year.
We have an incredibly high goal of reaching 88, but we at Cordis feel that we can reach it. 88% is the percentage we believe our school can earn in state testing.
As we prepare for CASP, Mr. McDonald and our teachers are using our winter map scores to provide support for our students so that we all do our very best.
As you can see on the chart, the bottom group of numbers show how our 3rd to 8th graders are performing. From the beginning of the year to the middle of the year, you can see that on the math map scores, we are 91.69% proficient or advanced, which is awesome and above our goal.
While our math scores look promising, our reading scores need some attention. We're short of our goal of 88%, so our entire school body, along with our teachers, are working hard to see that that number gets to 88%. In order to reach our goal, our school has a plan to help as many students as possible reach proficiency or advanced.
We call our intervention block On the Prowl, or OTP. The kinder to 5th grade plan is that every Cordis class is supporting our students in a small group for the first 30 minutes of the day.
Yes. While at grades 6 through 8, we have our students just under proficiency attending intervention classes for reading, math, and science during one of our morning enrichment classes.
We have seen growth of some students reach proficiency and are exited from OTP, which is the whole idea. Cordis is working hard. We not only work hard in the classroom, Cordis is also very busy outside of the classroom.
Some of our most recent events are the Cordis Heart Fun Run, PTA Movie Nights, My VIP and Me Family Dance, and the 5th grade DARE graduation.
Our 6th graders had a great time at Mount Herman Science Camp. We have a team of 4 boys who are competing at the Math Counts state competition in San Jose. The 2 boys on the top right are going to California State Science Fair in April. Our Science Olympiad teams, Division A, finished 2nd and 3rd in the county, and Division B finished 9th and 11th in the county. In DECA, we had several students take 1st place at the local competition at the high school.
In closing, we would like to echo what we hear every morning during morning announcements. Be true to yourself, help others, get connected, and make today a masterpiece. Thank you for having us here tonight. You're all welcome to come visit us whenever you'd like.
Are there any comments from the board? Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your update from your school. And you are welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. But if you have homework or need to get home to families, then you're certainly excused at this time. But thank you again. You guys did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Item 3, roll call, please.
Lisa Boulay,
Here.
Vanita Daniel,
Here.
Samik Modi,
Absent.
Stephanie Olson,
Here.
David Pombo,
Here.
Devika Vitalani.
Here.
Item 4, approval and or corrections to the agenda.
There are none.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second. On a motion by Trustee Olson and a second by Trustee Daniel, student preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with 4 ayes, no noes, and 1 absent. Item 5, committee reports. Item A, District Advisory Committee, that's me. There is nothing to report. Item B is the District English Language Advisory Committee, and I'll take that for tonight. The next meeting is April 17th at 6:30 in the Professional Development Center. This will be a joint meeting with the Education Committee. Item C, Education Committee. Trustee Pombo.
Yes, the Education Committee met on March 6th, and we had presentations on the new state-mandated dyslexia screening, new language offerings at Mountain House High School, and special ed growth, funding, and assessments.
Thank you. Item D, Facilities Committee. Trustee Olson.
The next Facilities Committee meeting will be on Thursday, May 8th at 6:30 p.m. here in the District Office Boardroom.
Thank you. And Policy Committee, Trustee Daniel.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Safety Committee, Trustee Pombo.
Yes, the Safety Committee met on March 12th. We discussed the Sandy Hook Promise, which is a safety integration mechanism that that the high school may try out. We also had site safety reports from the campuses. We discussed safety trainings and had a presentation on the new daylight law, which is cars parking back from the crosswalks.
Thank you. And item G, Wellness Committee, Trustee Olson.
The next Wellness Committee meeting will be on Wednesday, April 9th at 3:45 p.m. in the Professional Development Center.
Thank you. Item 6, Governing Board Reports. Student Board Member Vitalani.
Good evening, everyone. So to start off with Mountain House High School's ASB updates, last week we had a culture night, which was extremely fun. It had a great turnout, and a lot of cultural clubs were able to come out and sell things and really engage with their club members and the high school students. We also have our spring sports rally coming up next Wednesday, and it's our neon rally, so of course everyone's extremely excited for it. For club updates, NHS is holding its annual Spring Festival fundraiser, and we're so excited to be collaborating with the middle school NHS clubs as well. Pop Culture Club will be hosting a movie night tomorrow, watching High School Musical 3. And that concludes my report for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Daniel.
Thank you, Preston. On March 6th and 7th, I attended the Masters in Governance Course 5, Community Relations and Advocacy. And with that, I have graduated from the MIG program. And they had a cute virtual graduation event. And it felt really special to me because that's my first ever graduation year. So it's very, very fond. And that's a good memory for me. On March 12th, I attended the Mountain House High School Cultural Night, which was reported. And I did get a chance to meet with Mr. Eric Finstein and Ms. Megan Hornbecker. And I understood that this is the first time that it's been held. And the turnout was amazing. There was so much positive energy there, and it was very contagious. And, you know, I actually was able to get to watch a few cultural performances too. So that was a good evening. And March 13th, I attended the CSBA Legislative Action Week. and it was a meeting with Senator McNerney, and it was a productive discussion, not just with the senator, but also with board members from other school districts. And there ends my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Pombo?
Thank you, Madam President. On March 6th, I attended the aforementioned Education Committee meeting. On the 7th, I attended the CMEA grading at Mountain House High School for the bands and orchestras and that. And then later in the day, I attended the swim meet at Mountain House High School versus Central Catholic. On the 9th, March 9th, I attended the speech and debate showcase at Mountain House High School. We've got some talented speakers and debaters for sure. On March 10th, I attended the LSF meeting where we mostly discussed the upcoming auction dinner dance for Lammersville Elementary. On March 11th, I attended the CSBA meeting with Assemblywoman Ransom's staffer. On the March 12th, I attended the Safety Committee meeting, the Cordis PTA meeting, and the Mountain House High School Culture Night, along with Trustee Daniel and Trustee Modi. On March 13th, I also attended the CSBA meeting with Senator McNerney. March 18th, I attended a screening of the Fentanyl High documentary, and every high school student should see that documentary. It was quite emotional. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. And Trustee Olson?
Thank you, Trustee Boulay. On Monday, March 10th, I was a member of the Vice President interview panel here in Lammersville. And then on March 11th, I attended the CSBA's Legislative Action Week with the Assemblywoman Ransom's representative, which was a very productive meeting. And I also attended the March 13th CSBA Legislative Action Week with Senator McNerney. On March 12th, I attended the Safety Committee meeting. And then that evening, I attended the City Council meeting and gave the report on our board to the City Council. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. And as for my report, on March 8th, I attended the San Joaquin County Office of Education Science Olympiad regional competition for the high school and middle school. I helped run an event with one of our high school teachers. On March 11th, I attended a girls softball game versus East Union, and they won 3-0. And I have to say, being at the softball game, I realized that we are very fortunate to be able to get those 19 acres, because at the softball field, well, it's very crowded. There's all kinds of games going on. There's tennis going on. There's the softball field right next to it. And you just have to turn around. You can see the middle school soccer team playing. And just past that is the baseball field. So I could have gotten a lot of sports in, but then I would have been confused on who was doing what. So I stuck with softball. And then last week, I also attended the Legislative Action Week and met with Senator McNerney, along with the rest of my trustees, colleagues up here. And that concludes my report. Item 7, receiving of public comments. I don't have any blue cards. Does anybody here wish to make a comment? Okay, could you grab a blue card in the back? Yes. Oh, you have one? Okay, all right. Okay, while you fill it out, I'm going to read the paragraph I need to read. The entire board appreciates hearing from members of the community and the public at large. The board shall give members of the public an opportunity to address the board either before or during the board's consideration of each agenda item. At a time so designated on the agenda, members of the public also may bring before the board matters that are not listed on the agenda of a regular meeting. The board may refer such a matter to the superintendent or designee or take it under advisement, but shall not take action at that time. The board may place the matter on the agenda of a subsequent meeting for discussion or action. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. Okay, you can come to the podium.
Good evening, President, and it's pleasure to be in contact with so many trustees and President at the same time. It's pleasure to express my opinion and idea today. So I am in a process of making a new fashion line for public school uniforms, and my vision is like whenever the student can able to wear that uniform, they should not feel any type of restrictions imposed on them. So having that vision in mind, I have already emailed my business proposal and my PowerPoint presentation about my ideation of that fashion line to President Lisa and to Trustee Vanita Daniel.
When did you email that?
Today evening, President.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I probably just haven't checked my email yet.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your comments.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on the podium. Thank you.
Item 8, consent items for consideration. Actions proposed for consent are consistent with the approved practices of the district and are deemed routine in nature. Trustees receive board agenda background information in advance of scheduled meetings and are prepared to vote with knowledge on the consent items. Item A, governing board meeting minutes from the regular meeting on March 5th. Item B, contracts under $50,000. Item C, ratification of certificated and classified personnel actions. Item D, updated 2024-2025 fundraisers. Item E, ratification of 2024-2025 interdistrict transfer requests. Item F, ratification of 2025-2026 interdistrict transfer requests. Item G, ratification of budget revisions and warrant lists for February 2025. Item H, approval of early high school graduation or reduction of graduation requirements petition for 4 students. Item I, ratification of school-sponsored overnight trips. Would any member of the board like to pull any of these items for discussion or special consideration?
Move to approve the consent items for consideration.
Second.
On a motion by Trustee Olson and a second by Trustee Pombo, student preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with 4 ayes, no noes, and 1 absent. Item 9, district administrative, thank you. Thank you. Trustee Olson, would you please do the honors?
Yes, thank you. We'd like to welcome the new hires for 2024-2025. We welcome Jokshana Gongal as an ELOP instructional aide. And for 2025-26, we welcome Holly Barker, K-8 Vice Principal, Carrera Maderos, K-8 Vice Principal, Erin Schiffler, Coordinator of Special Education, and Kimberly Smith, Coordinator of Curriculum, Instruction, and Programs. Welcome to the Lammersville family.
Sorry for skipping that. Item 9, district administrative report. Item A, superintendent's report.
Yes, I have just 3 sets of good news here. I have a headline from the High School Mustang Messenger, and it reads, "The Mountain House DECA shatters record at state competition, qualifies for the international stage." So as it appears, in Anaheim this past weekend, an unprecedented performance occurred, and new records for the program were awarded. So we secured, meaning Mountain House High School, 2 first-place trophies for the first time ever. We also had 5 third-place finishes, marking the highest ever number of third-place finishes. In total, 88 students who competed, and astonishingly, 41 of them placed in the top 10 amongst 3,000 competitors across the state. But wait, there's more. Each competitor has to take on 2 events. They have to think critically, strategize, and perform under pressure. against a high level of competition. Several of our students have automatically qualified for the prestigious DECA International Career Development Conference, the ICDC, at the end of April, where they will compete against the best DECA students from around the country and the world. So congratulations to our DECA team. Also, at the County Science Olympiad competition, Lammersville Unified stood out brightly, as we'd like to do. Mountain House High School took first and third place. Wickland Elementary, first and second place. Costa, third place. Cuesta, fourth place. In the K-8 competitions, there were 33 teams. So first through fourth out of 33, I would say sets a marker. And congratulations to Mountain House High School for doing well as well. The state competition will be done April 5th. So we hope that they express our presence as we like to and see how we do against the state's best. And then finally, I think this is a first for us. I don't know, I could be wrong, but the Annapolis Naval Academy, which is the greatest academic institution represented by the Navy, had accepted one of our students, Sharon Debb. So we want to congratulate her on such a tremendous opportunity. And with that, Madam President, I am done.
Thank you. Item B, district enrollment report.
8,037 students.
Thank you. And item C, district maintenance and operations report, Director LeGrand.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. First, I have an operations report from Director Dixon. Have begun planning for book deliveries at the end of the school year. Scheduled deep cleaning activities have been taking place. It says 5 Wickham radios repaired and returned to service, and they have 1 open custodial position, and interviews for that position is next week. So maintenance report. The rain's been doing some favors. All the irrigation has been off. But I looked at the forecast this morning. It looks like no rain the next 10 days. It looks like it might get in the lower 80s maybe next week. So I'm sure we'll be kicking on the water here pretty soon, much to my chagrin. The pool has been good up until today. I was talking with staff, and I was saying, the pool's been great. I said, don't jinx it. That was yesterday. And then today, we had a problem with the pool. I said, damn, Anyways, we repaired the crack heater changer in boulder number 1. Good to go. Boulder number 2 had the same problem. The tubes are just melted from the chemicals and the heat. So I don't have a price for it yet. He was tearing it apart today. But with the boulder number 1 and the warm temperatures, the solar will be able to keep the water temperature where it needs to be for school and the swim club. But it's going to be another repair. The parts have to come from the factory, which is back east. Might be a couple weeks till we get the rods in place. But that's where we're at with that. More good news for that pool, I swear. Anyways, we still have our epic interns on Thursday. Tomorrow they'll be working on the track because we have track meet coming up. So turn the pits over, that kind of stuff. Last Monday, I had my facilities meeting with the principal and the athletic director of the high school. That went well. Next meeting is in April. The replacement playground parts order for Quest that came in, we put them all in. There's one little gasket missing on a stand-up pole they twist on, of course. So we had to reorder that part. Other than that, everything else was put in. The classroom at the high school, we had a construction meeting today at 11 o'clock. Everything's going well. We were hoping to unwrap the building at the end of the month, but there were some delays on some supplies, some parts, so it might be a couple more weeks, probably around mid-April, if I remember correctly. Our next meeting is April 2nd. It's an online meeting, and we're still scheduled for completion in June, so good to go there. The kitchen project is done. The one thing that no one thought about was a sneeze guard for the front of the serving bays, so we're having one made. Turns out it's very expensive. But it's a custom fab. Bernie gave us the specs of kind of what she wanted, so that's getting made right now. So once that's done, we'll put that in, and that project will be closed out. They're using the kitchen every day. The field at Costa, so we sprayed the broadleaf on 2 separate weekends for the soccer field and the cricket field. I went out there last Thursday. I went out there again yesterday. All the broadleaf's starting to die, which is good. We plan on reseeding the field spring break, which is in about a week and a half. So we'll do it that week until we get ready for the summer. We're heavily involved in our summer project planning, so I want to put some stuff on your radar so when you see it in a month or so for approval, you're aware of what we're trying to plan to do. Right now, we have the asphalt at Lammersville. We have the septic tank replacement at Lammersville. We want to coat the roofs at Wickland. We want to paint the exterior of Wickland. We want to do some asphalt work at Wickland. And then the Montessori people are leaving Cuesta, so that building is going to need I call it a facelift, carpet, paint, ceiling tiles, that kind of stuff, upgraded for our kids whenever they move in there in the future. Upcoming annual spring breaks in a week and a half. Keenan will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that week. They do their annual chemical inventory. Last year they did just the high schools, it was only one day. This year they're doing the whole district, so now it's 3 days. So that'll be fun. And then staffing update for us, we have no openings. Both of our new hires started a week ago Monday on the 10th. So that's all I have.
I have a question about the pool. With all of it seems like every month, every meeting we have, there's some pool issues. Do you know is the swim team still able to practice while we're getting those issues resolved, or have we had to cancel practices or change meets?
The kids are still swimming, even though there's the problem with the boiler.
The kids are still swimming.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. I've missed, between the boiler, number one, and the solar will help next week, but we're able to keep water temp. Chemicals are good. Everything's fine. It's just a pain for me to get that other boiler replaced, and it's not going to be cheap either, right? So we're not going to miss anything, not going to miss any days. So if I led you the other way, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Nope. Thank you.
Item 10, action items. Item A, consider approval of Measure L, General Obligations, Bonds, Financial and Performance Audit Report, June 30th, 2024. Staff report?
Yes, this is a mandate based on the manner in which we sold to the public the general obligation bond back in 2016, Measure L. Every year we have to do an annual audit report. There were no findings. The other thing I'd like to say is we are in the process of putting together a presentation for the board that will ultimately go out to the community related to Measure L, as the last dollars of that $56 million bond are going into our projects with the 15 classroom projects and maybe a little bit for the fields. But for sure, it's going to get zeroed out. And then we want to thank the community for their generosity with some pictures of some great projects. So with that said, we recommend approval.
Thank you. Any clarifying questions from the board?
Move to approve of Measure L obligation bonds, financial and performance audit report, June 30, 2024.
Second.
Based on a motion by trustee Pombo and a second by trustee Olson, student preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with 4 ayes, no noes, and 1 absent. Item B, consider approval of the second interim financial report for the 2024-2025 school year. Staff report?
Yes, this is part of our annual budgeting process. The second interim report, interestingly enough, follows the first interim financial report. But the most important part is that it's been determined that we can afford our bills this and out 2 years. We want to thank Assistant Superintendent Grijalva and Director Alvina Kaiser for their good efforts along with their team, and we recommend approval.
Thank you. Any clarifying questions from the board?
Move to approve the second interim financial report for the 2024-2025 school year.
Second.
Based on a motion by trustee Olson and a second by trustee Daniel, student preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with 4 ayes, no noes, and 1 absent. Item C, consider approval of Category 2 E-rate funding year 2025 to 2026 technology network infrastructure expenses. Staff report, please.
Yeah, E-rate is money that comes in. It helps with particular strings attached to focus. This is the network infrastructure expenses recommendation, and we recommend approval.
Thank you.
Move to approve Category 2E rate funding year 2025-2026 technology network infrastructure expenses.
Second.
Based on a motion by trustee Daniel and a second by trustee Pombo, student preferential vote?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with 4 ayes, no noes, and 1 absent. Item 11, information and discussion items. Item A, first reading of the 2025-2026 Lammersville Unified School District Safe Schools Plan and School Site Safety Plans. Staff report?
This is an annual thing that we do. We review the district and the school site safety plans. I want to commend the board for their commitment to safety. We have a board subcommittee or a board committee on safety. It meets regularly with first responders, key staff members. This district takes safety and safety preparedness very, very seriously, and it's the direction of the board that leads to that. So with pride, I recommend approval.
And this will go on next month's agenda for...
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Item B, first reading of the 2025-2026 Lammersville Unified School District Wellness Plan. Staff report, please.
So on the other side of safety and wellness is the wellness plan and the board's commitment to making sure that we're mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy across the board, staff and students and everybody in between. So we recommend approval of this first read. I guess we're not recommending approval. That's what's throwing things off. I approve that we have this reading, and I appreciate you approving that as well. So yes, so we're not approving anything, but it's the first opportunity to ask questions.
Yeah.
My face is red, which says that I have good blood flow. So it works with that.
So I do have a question. It's like a clarifying question. I read through the school site safety plan, and I think the first few, I think from page 9 onwards, there are 9, 10, 11, there are like 8 goals. And then we have, all the plans out there. So it's just a curious question that I have. So when we set goals, like I was reading through the first one, we're developing an assessment tool, and we are conducting, facility security of that, and we have all those detailed action steps and everything. So do we have a deadline by when we are planning to, complete the first goal or something like that?
I might have to defer to staff a little bit specifically to the 8 goals. What I will tell you is we practice what we preach. We have scheduled events. We do everything from including today, spot checking the radios, the district-wide radio check. So I would say it's an ongoing process. So there's no deadline to it. We're going to do it and do it once. It's a constant process of preparedness as opposed to in April, we're going to do this. But does anybody have anything to add beyond that with the details?
So the reason the curiosity came was because I read through the first one, and it was more about developing an assessment tool and conducting the, hazard assessments and so on. And the outcome was supposed to be like assessment tool for a follow-up used by school personnel. So I was just thinking, this looks like something which needs to be, identified within a certain period of time, because we are trying to develop an assessment tool. So that's why I was just curious do we have a deadline date by when we are trying to develop that tool? Because the rest of the goals, I totally am with you on the same page where it's an ongoing process. But the first one felt like we are developing something, right? So when we are developing something, we're looking forward towards the end goal, if that...
It does make sense.
Yeah.
And I just want to clarify, you're speaking to the wellness plan, is that accurate?
The first one.
You're talking about in regards to the school site safety plan?
The safety
plans.
plan.
So we always have ongoing goals. So what happens is we already have different metrics and tools identified. It's for further development to constantly make sure that we're going back and reassessing, is this tool still measuring what we wanted to measure? Is this assessment still catching the data that we needed to capture? So I wouldn't say that there's a specific end date, because those things are already developed. It's more so we could update the language to be like reevaluation, reassessment of the existing tools.
Perfect. Great. Thank you. That explains.
And I don't have a question, more of a comment. I would like to thank all the district staff that's involved in both the safety and wellness committees and the plans that are developed out of those committees. It's quite a large group of staff that are involved in both of those. I've sat on both of those committees, so I know how many staff are involved in those, and it's a lot of work, and staff takes both wellness and safety seriously, and I'd like to thank everyone involved for that.
I'd like to say that same thing, Trustee Pombo, sitting on both committees, that I appreciate the work that goes and the ongoing evolution of like, okay, we're safe, but how can we be even safer? How can we like help our students feel even better, even, like focus more on mental health? So
How can we be weller?
hey, I didn't say that.
Yeah, I would echo the same because I'm part of the wellness committee and I know the different wonderful activities that go on. And I also hear from parents, from the community, great things about the wellness programs. And I read through I didn't go through every bit of the 97 pages, but it was so detailed and well captured. So I really appreciate the team, the effort.
And I want to say one of the things that I'm really proud of this district is that we look at what's happening in terms of current trends for both wellness and safety, and what's new in technology, and try to use all of that to really work for our district. So thank you. Mm-hmm. Item C, updated DARE graduation. Staff report.
Yes, these are the latest, most updated dates.
Thank you. And item 12, calendar. Item A, Thursday, March 27th is the TED Ed event. 5:30, the GATE showcase starts at the Mountain House High School multipurpose room, and 6:30 will be the TED Ed student talks in the theater. Item B, Wednesday, April 9th is the Wellness Committee meeting at 3:45 in the Professional Development Center. Item C, Wednesday, April 16th is the next regular governing board meeting at 7 o'clock here in the district office boardroom. Item D, Thursday, April 17th, 2025 is a joint DLAC and Education Committee meeting at 6:30 in the Professional Development Center. And in a moment, we will adjourn to closed session where we will discuss the following. Item A, Public Employee Discipline Dismissal Release Complaint, Government Code Section 54957. And item B, Conference with Real Property Negotiators, Government Code Section 54956.8.
Move to adjourn to closed session.
Second.
On a motion by Trustee Pombo and a second by Trustee Olson, student preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with 4 ayes, no noes, and 1 absent. We are now adjourned to closed session at 7:37 p.m. Thank you, everyone.